You are watching the Midtable Up Podcast highlights. Please put your foot through the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to follow us on our social media and on Spotify and the Podcasts app.
They've done some great things in their career. It's Theo Walcott.
Okay. So
obviously he started off at Southampton and had extended times at Arsenal during the mid of his career and Everton. Really he was plagued by injuries and then struggled to kind of come back at form at times. So that's why he sits in mid-table. Not all saying that he's an awful player or that I think with wasted potential you could go in you could say for some reason this player's wasted potential because they were just lazy, for example. He's not that. He's just had kind of a bad run of luck with injuries.
I kind of exactly get where you're coming from, to be honest, because he's one of them where for years it felt like we were just waiting for him to hit his peak, waiting for him to really hit his peak. It always felt like he was super young. I still can't believe, what is he now, like 32, 33, something
maybe
like
not
that?
Even that.
It's a bit scary when you realise that's how old he is.
I still can't believe that's how old he is. And you kind of think that, as I said, for so long, everyone was kind of just sitting there waiting for him to become almost a 20-goal a season type winger, because he certainly had the attributes, he had the pace. Would you guys, I think with Theo Walcott, would you guys kind of say that he almost had too much thrust upon him at too early in an age? He went to that World Cup in 2006. He hadn't even played for Arsenal at that point, and I feel like the weight of the world was probably always on his shoulders in that regard, to be honest. So
that was just it was a baffling decision at the time, and it was baffling.
It was definitely Sven definitely got that wrong.
Play, you'd only seen videos of him, and look, he had raw pace and power. Not power, but he had lots of pace. He had the ability to run through, but he was dangerous. I always say in the World Cup squad, you needed someone who is a bit of an unknown quantity.
Bit of a wild card.
He wasn't the guy for that, was he? I mean, there were better options to be that wild card, let's be honest.
No, it was way too soon.
And as you say, I think he had the ability to be a better player than he was. It was always that final ball. He just never delivered the consistency in that final pass, the final shot, to really reach the levels that was expected of him early in his career. But again, I think going into that England squad at that age,
I
made
completely
people think
agree.
he was going to be world class, and I don't know. I don't think I ever saw that ability from him.
Yeah, no,
but the expectation was raised so high.
The thing is, I think for a while he kind of lived on that hat-trick against, for pretty much his whole career, he lived on that hat-trick against Croatia. And there was loads of little periods in his career where, he'd maybe get 6 goals in 7 games or something, and then you sat there thinking, right, he's going to go on and progress now, and he's going to become, 20 goals a season from the wing, and his final ball is going to start delivering sort of in a similar kind of way that Adama Traore has come on in the last couple of years or so. As soon as Theo Walcott always looked like he was going to get to that point, there'd then be another injury, and then it would be back to square one, and then he'd never really recover from that. So to be honest with you, I think number 10 personally, I think that's a great shout. Straight out the gate, Theo Walcott. I certainly think he could have probably got more out of his career than he did. Obviously injuries did play a big part, and that's always difficult to overcome. But I think that's the final whistle. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Midtable and Up podcast. If you enjoy our top 10 lists, please make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Let us know what you would have done differently. If you watch this episode on YouTube, make sure to put your foot through that subscribe button and leave a like on the video, as well as follow us on Spotify and the Podcasts app to keep up to date with the series. Thank you very much. See you next time.